The heat is on. Good morning. Welcome back. I'm Walt Gray.
And I'm Conchetta Callahan. Warnings of rolling blackouts following a flex alert issued by CalISO. That's happening today. We have team coverage on today's extreme heat.
ABC 10's Monica Coleman is going to break down how to stay safe and healthy. Jordan Tolbert, of course, watching the roads with a few warnings ahead of your drive today. But first, let's go to Rob. Rob, you've got the numbers for us today. Compared to yesterday, what's today like?
1 degree cooler.
Oh,
so
great.
Here we go. You know, every day's a little bit different. Yesterday's just about as hot, but what's new today is this flex alert issued for California. This is due to power. Now, because everybody wants to use their AC all at the same time during the heat of the day, it's going to tax the grid. So today, specifically, they want you to cool your house early. You limit your AC use later. It has to work less hard because the house is already cool. You want to use your fans instead of AC between 4 and 9 p.m. And folks, look, if it's a health issue or something like that, then by all means, do what you need to do. But if you can, you're going to reduce your power usage. Remember, the power is ours to help save so we don't have outages during that critical time. You don't want to lose power, then everybody suffers at the same time. The heat is roughly the same. We hit the hottest day of the year in places like Sacramento yesterday at 108 downtown. 106 for the executive airport location. Very close to records. I think today we're going to be close to records as well. So everything's the same. Plan of attack the same. You want to be indoors. You don't need a jacket this morning. And remember that flex alert is for later on this afternoon. Starting off in the 70s and 80s, this is quite a bit warmer than just yesterday. So, you know, when you start warmer, you're going to end with a hot day ahead. We'll talk about numbers. Also, we have a fire risk today. We'll talk about that as well, Jordan.
Alrighty, Rob, thank you. Well, in your traffic this morning, we're going to give you a few tips for your car life, your battery life out there today. And for the most part, your road's looking pretty nice, but we're going to talk about some tips to make sure that you're dealing with the heat correctly. Alrighty, so rolling down the windows today might just do the trick, but you're probably going to want to crank that AC today. So don't forget that heat has an impact on your vehicle too. So excessive heat can actually overinflate your tires. Many cars have warning systems for underinflated tires, but not for overinflation. So the heat can also drain your car battery and increase the amount of corrosion, which cuts battery life. And of course, never park in dry grass. Like Rob said, you know, we have that fire danger out there. So sparks from that car could cause a fire. And here in Northern California, we have to do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen. And of course, if you're working outdoors, like in construction, it's always important to hydrate the night before, wear cool fabrics, and of course, take things slow. So with that, let's get over to ABC 10's Monica Coleman, who's in Elk Grove right now, with how to prevent heat-related illnesses, no matter who you are. Monica?
Hey, good morning. Well, we can all agree that it is hot, and today's the day to find a pool or somewhere cool that you can escape those heat in the triple digits. But experts say you need to be careful because the sun can give you sun poisoning. Diaz family comes to Discovery Park to hang out on the beach and save energy and to cool off from the raging heat.
It's like every time we know it's gonna hit triple digits, that's when we mostly come out.
Family of four says they make sure to protect themselves from the sun while out in the triple digit heat.
Bring a lot of sunscreen for the kids, you know, that way they don't get
Sunburn.
Dermatologist Ava Parker says the Diaz family is right to have sunscreen handy. Parker says the sun's rays can cause sun poisoning.
These are intense sunburns that may have blistering and then may also be accompanied by swelling of the skin and soft tissues. And then patients may feel ill. They may have nausea or dizziness, headaches. Often they have shaking, chills, or even fever.
It's even more important to protect a young child's skin. Parker says majority of damage led to skin cancer comes to our youth. Sunscreen is recommended 6 months and older.
More than 5 blistering sunburns in your life is a risk factor for melanoma, and repeated sun exposure, whether you're burning or tanning, is a risk for all types of skin cancer: basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, and melanoma.
There's more than sunburns. People need to watch out for heat stroke and heat exhaustion. Other ways to stay safe today include drinking plenty of water and staying in cool places, especially for the young and elderly.
So if you're outside, make sure you know your limit and don't try to approach that limit. Secondly, if you need to be outside for any reason, try to be outside either early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Those mowing the lawn and yard work can wait until that time when it's much cooler.
Yeah, the doctor's right. I've seen a lot of people out here this morning taking that morning jog, getting that exercise in before the sun comes up and that heat starts to blaze down on us. But Walt Conchetta, it's also important to remember if you decide to come to the pool or the beach, check the back seat of your car because it can get to 140 degrees. You don't want to leave a pet or a child in the back seat today.
Bless
back
you.
to you.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I think we all got the indication early this morning, Monica. We all were coming into work and it was warm already. So, that has set us up for the day that we're about to get. So all great tips there on things to watch out for. All right, Monica Coleman, thank you.
Well, we want to go back to that Flex Alert. Here's what everyone is asked to do before 4 o'clock. Use your major appliances. That includes your washer, dryer, your dishwasher, oven, and stove. Adjust the blinds and drapes so that you're covering all of the windows. And you actually want to turn your AC on earlier in the day, as low as 72 degrees. That way it won't heat up as fast during the peak hours. Sacramento, Roseville, and Modesto are not part of the CAISO power grid, so people there need to save electricity, but likely wouldn't be part of a rolling blackout.
Okay, big takeaway there. Maybe you want to get your AC going right now at 72. We have all the information you see on air at abc10.com, including locations of cooling centers to get out of the heat.